The reason why I brought that song up, remember they said that's how Bin Laden, remember he died to that song. The Navy SEAL was listening to that when he killed them. Remember they say that? Because when you understand Ben, Ben just means the son, and then Laden, Laden just goes to the one who has the keys, which just goes right back to the ensign. So when they blaspheme, what they were saying with that, that's what 9/11 was all about. The Masonic pillars, the two Masonic pillars. Let me pull it up right quick for those who don't understand. But it's all right in our face, you know what I mean? So you got the two pillars of Freemasonry. So it's all just symbolic. The Twin Towers coming down, which is all symbolic. When the Exodus take off, when the planes take off, that bring down the Masonic kingdom. Remember when Samson, when he overcame the Philistines, remember he brought down the Masonic, remember he brought down the pillars of the Philistines. So the Freemason pillars, that's what the Twin Towers coming down was all about. That's why they want to amp up their security, because they don't want the Exodus to happen. That's what they're saying. If that we let that happen, that's going to bring down our kingdom. So that's what that Bin Laden dying the Red Nation was all about. Blood in the air, leave blood on the ground. We want to keep warring against the kingdom of heaven. We don't want the Son of God on top of his altar. We don't want him standing on his altar. That's why Obama had to say we got to send our Navy SEALs into that mountain and go get that Laden, because that was just blasphemy and saying we don't want the Son of God on that altar. We got him. Obama the Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into that. So likewise, when ye shall see all things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So that's why the NBA Finals had to do DoorDash, because they know that the Messiah is near that door, bringing an end to their kingdom. So that's why DoorDash had to sponsor the NBA this year, or the last couple years, I think. So you understand too. Remember LeBron James in 2015 went back to Cleveland. He went home. Remember that? LeBron went home to Cleveland. So remember Obama was in Kenya in July 15th through 16th. Remember that? So you see how he's in Kenya, July 15th through 16th. And then, in the Messiah, like I explained, this was July 8th, right here, July 8th, 2015. So you understand Kenya is where Mount Zion is. You have the altars in Egypt, and then you have Mount Zion, which is in Kenya, the Mount Kenya. That's why the top of Mount Kenya is called the Lewis Glacier. So you understand, he was in the courtroom, and what he said in the courtroom was that, he would rather be in Kenyan prison than go back to America. I'm gonna show that right quick. Because it's all about understanding everything that goes on. That's why they was already blaspheming, because they know the Messiah had to get to his mountain, Mount Zion, before the Exodus, when he gets back to stand on his altar. So it's all about everything when you understand what's going on. And now they even got it where you got to subscribe just to even look at the document. But you see how it says that was convicted after pleading guilty to a charge of being in the country unlawfully. He took it to court when he said that he'd rather live in Kenyan prison than go back to America. So let's look at that. Obama was there the same. He was in jail July 8th. They reported that. Obama went July 15th through 16th, right? So let's go back in time. Remember, like 3 years later, remember Killmonger and T'Challa. Remember, he was in jail. Remember, he was going. Remember, when he met with T'Challa. Remember, he was in prison. Killmonger was. Remember, they arrested him and took him, and he wanted his throne back. So you remember the whole thing. Obama was just symbolized by T'Challa, and then Killmonger represented the Messiah. The Messiah shines from the east into the west. So he was born in the Eastern world the first time as Yahushua, and then when he returned in this life, he in the Western world grew up in America. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Obama had to have the Kenyan ties and the Jewish ties, because he got